You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious
about business.
Serious about business.
Phosphorate, in partnership with Nexans and Siemens, brings to you Jamaica's largest electrical expo, and Business Access is here today for a two-part coverage. I'm your host, Amita Prasad-Webb, and thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Phosphorate, I think it's becoming a great company for a lot of Jamaicans. We started just about 25 years ago when we had only 2 persons.
So why an electrical expo now?
Why not? An electrical expo now is because Jamaica needs to understand that there are technology out there that can bring a lot of value and savings to the Jamaican construction industry. And so we need to, one, get that knowledge that we have with our partners to the consultants, to the contractors, the engineers, and even the schools, the educational institutions, so they can now start building this kind of a energy saving efficiency in their project. You see, it's important to note that you can buy a light bulb, which is fantastic. You can buy a LED tube, which is fantastic. We all sell those. But that will save you so much and no more. But if you build from your consulting base, from when you're building your project, you're designing your project, you build in the energy saving systems, then you can save so much more. We have decided to have these workshops, and we have decided to invite youngsters. We have a group from UTech, from Caribbean Maritime University, from Hart Training Institution. We have a couple more training institutions, and I think the number I have of them coming here today is maybe 150 of them in total. And they are being taught how these products work. Some of these products they would have heard about by reading books or whatever it is and so on, but now they can see them, they can feel them, and they can touch them. And that's what we are bringing to Jamaica today.
Picture this grand ballroom without lights, from the beautiful chandeliers, this stage without the use of this microphone, your factory spaces without pumps and conveyor belts, your homes without refrigerators. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Well, all of what you have just imagined yourself without has been made possible by electricity. And that is what we celebrate today at this, the inaugural Electrical Expo, being presented by Phosphorate Company Limited and their partners Nexans and Siemens.
And on that note, we take a short break, but more when we return.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV. Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
This is Weekend Business Report. Economic windfall.
Unsecured loans.
Alleged corruption.
Follows the closure. If they made this investment,
brokers
strive to increase revenues.
He sought some answers.
Financial meltdown.
Here are the week's final numbers. Here's Garth. News Roundup.
Camille, it's back to you.
That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, Saturdays and Sundays.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's join our presenter on stage.
I am standing here and I'm looking at a group of people and I'm seeing the future. And I'm saying this is exactly what we want to influence, the future. You look very well and we are very happy to have you here this morning. This Expo 2018 features industrial electrical products. As you know, Fosrich is in 3 or 4 segments of the electrical market. And today, this morning, we are featuring the electrical industrial product offerings that we bring to you from Fosrich. This expo also includes exhibitions and workshops. So what you will see around you are products that we do offer here at Fosrich. And then we will have workshops throughout the day at various locations, maybe 4 locations. We'll have workshops where you can ask your questions and you can get answers for whatever you are interested in. We have a responsibility, we think, to bring the best innovation in products that meet the need of the market in Jamaica, and that's why we are here. We will also demonstrate how these innovations can positively impact the building, construction, and the energy sectors of our country. For example, today Siemens will display some of their serious innovation products. A number of drives and contactors, and there is also a very, very interesting launch that will take place by the Siemens team today. The first time this product will be launched in this side of the world will be launched here in our expo. And so the soft starter workshop is one that I think a lot of the engineers and technical persons can't miss. So we are looking forward to that from the Siemens team. We are partnering to bring great results to Jamaica. And so we create strength we enhance knowledge, and we drive towards results as partners. And so this expo is a way of showing you that this partnership is something that can do what we've said, create strength, exchange knowledge, and drive towards results. We are offering what we call a one-point of contact solution for your projects. If you have your projects, you can bring your projects to Fostrich. We can help you to design your projects. We can supply the goods for your project, and we will do vendor financing for your projects. If it's too big, then this is why we have our financial partners here. Partnership again. And so we will make the connection so we can help you to achieve your project goals. So please, bring your projects to us. We can do what we say we can do. We are willing to work with you.
Fostrich has been one of the leaders in promoting and supplying LED lamps for domestic and commercial applications. We need to have energy-efficient workspaces. And I'll tell you a little about what we are doing at King's House. In King's House, we have started the process to become more energy efficient. Last year, we changed out all incandescent bulbs to LED. This has been done for all our exterior lamps and floodlights, as well as interior ceilings and wall light fixtures. Whenever air-conditioned units have to be changed, they are replaced with inverter units. All of the new kitchen and laundry appliances have Energy Star rating. Our computers and other office equipment go into energy safe mode when they are not in use. Stickers and posters are prominently displayed in offices to remind staff to be energy conscious. Solar panels are installed on the roof of the main building, and the garden lamps are also solar powered. 4 years ago, the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, MSTEM, applied tinted window film to the panes and windows in the main building and the administration block. This has helped to reduce cooling costs in the buildings. These initiatives have resulted in significant savings in our electricity bills. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that householders, persons in the building and construction industry, the electric companies, power producers, civil society in general, and the government have acknowledged and are very aware of the importance of energy efficiency and renewable energy in reducing energy costs. This will bolster the economy and contribute to a healthier environment. I hope that the exhibition and workshops at this expo will expose the Jamaican market to the innovative products that Fostrich can offer through its international partnerships. If last year's expo is anything to go by, participants will be in for an eye-opening exhibition of products and informative workshops as the company celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. It is with great pleasure, therefore, that I declare Electrical Expo 2018 open. Thank you.
We take our final break, but don't go anywhere. We have more highlights when we return.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
It's Season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show, and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Thanks for staying with us. If you are just joining us, we are here at the Electrical Expo. Please stay tuned for more highlights. Speak to us about feedback on the ground. What are you hearing from people?
Well, what I'm hearing from persons on the ground, it is very, very overwhelming. We're happy about it. A lot of persons are happy that Foster has partnered with Siemens, one of the largest and oldest company in regards to electrical controls, motors. They're a long staple for anybody who's been the old school engineers know what Siemens is. And it's a German-based company that we've brought here. And in our partnership, we are able to literally bring the first world, the newest technology here to Jamaica. And through our partnership, we are also able to build out, help persons to build out on any industrial, commercialized project that they would want to need. But these are the part of the projects that you don't see. You see a large building going up, a large hotel going up, a large manufacturing going up. They are the back-end stuff, but it keeps everything going. And through their partnership, a lot of persons are very happy. You have some legacy Siemens stuff that's out there. We are also now able to help persons who've had Siemens long time ago and want to upgrade. Because you know that what's happening in industries, every industry, one of the buzzword is energy efficiency. And in efficiency, it means that your old equipment needs to now become new and efficient. and Siemens has a retrofit for their older legacy products. And so we're able now to help persons who had these projects working for years and are able to now get themselves current through those savings. The partnership with Nexans, the second largest cable manufacturer in the world, is mean that what we're bringing is high quality cable to Jamaica at Jamaican prices, and we're able to have not just the fact that we can provide it, but we have such large stocks that we can provide any size project that you want to do. As I said, the cabling is the thing that you never see. It's buried underground or it's overhead. You know, forget about it. But it is really what moves us. All our power that comes from a utility comes through cabling, just to show you how important it is. And we do from residential cables up to what we're talking about today, the higher cables, the SVA cables, XLP cables. Now those may sound like French words for your acronyms, but those cables are very important. Cables that can operate in salt type conditions. So if you're doing, say you're doing a hotel or a guest house, 4 or 5 hotels on the north coast, and you're doing work on towards the sea and you have your building set up there, you have special cables that can operate in that kind of climate. Jamaica is a large country, but it's a very small island. And in such, as you go out a couple of miles, you're already at the coast. So you are affected by salt content in your air. So the zero halogen cable is one of the things that we're talking a lot about. One of the issues that in a lot of times that there are fires, most times before the persons get burnt to death, let's talk about it from that side. They are affected by the fumes. The fumes first is what kills. And those fumes are really, a lot of times, from the cabling, the electrical cables that are in the homes, the old type cables, they bring off a fume that fume can hurt you. The zero halogen cable are cables now that has that all reduced, and that cable is also able to take a longer time for you to get affected by those fumes. So you have a little bit of a chance that you can probably get to run out of the building before the fumes have totally affected you. And so, as I said, Nexans is a French company. So Fossilge went to Europe. We went to Europe, and we got 2 of the biggest powerhouses in Europe to partner with. We've also partnered with GE through Current, and Philips. We're doing a lot of LED lighting. So all of the current LED lighting that you're seeing, you see how utilities are changing out the street lights. After we did Sabina Park and lit Sabina Park, Fossilge as a company said, hey, guess what? If we can bring this value to Jamaica, even as a simple sporting event, we are saying that let's bring it everywhere. Let's bring it to your homes. Let's bring it to your offices, your factories. And one of the biggest things for commercialization, what's happening, we're looking at a lot of industrial parks. There are a lot of footprints that have been set out, and that we're going to have industrial parks being built all over Jamaica, right? So to get to that concept, you have to have the building, you have to have the space, but then you also have the resources in regards to the power behind you, which is the cabling and the control panels and so forth. So that's basically where we are. We have a wonderful expo today. We have a lot of persons here, and they're very odd. Siemens just launched their new motor control soft start system. It is, if anybody who's out there who has not come down yet, it is really what they need to come and see. It is just phenomenon. I mean, I've seen a couple of the big powerhouse players come in, and they went into the seminar, and they're very, very happy and surprised of the capacity. Everything is just at a fingertip. You can get alerts through your phones. Smartphones is not just for just surfing the social media. It is also a work tool, and you can literally be anywhere in the world and you know exactly what's happening in your factory or your industry. And protection and efficiency, one of the things that affected us in our industrialization in Jamaica had to do with, we took a lot of time to modernize the older factories, and so a lot of them died. What we're talking about now is bringing that kind of modernization, because in most instances we know that our high utility bills is what is one of the factor that pulls down our capacity to be able to produce and challenge everybody else in the region. So we have to be very smart, and to be smart, you have to start saving. And you already have the footprint. You need the pumps, you need the motors, you need all of this industrial equipment, but you also need to know to do it smartly. And it says it's better to work smarter, not harder. And that's what Fossilge is doing, bringing the smart technology, so your equipment is not working harder, but is working smarter. It also it's also with the efficiency, it also now reduces your downtime. And one of the things that we will lose a lot in our productions are downtime. No manufacturing in Jamaica now can afford a 1 hour downtime. 1 hour downtime, you have staff that's sitting that doing nothing. You have production capacity that you can't make up, because if you are to make 100,000 tons, metric tons of something for the day, and you've lost half of the day, you physically can't make that 100,000 metric tons again. So those are some things that, after a day has gone, you can't get it back. Well, it's the same thing. After you've lost the opportunity to produce, you cannot make it up. You're only going to use up opportunity that you'd have had for the next day. And, we want to thank you and Business Access and your listeners and your watchers to come in. Thank you for being here and to be able to share this moment with us here at Fosridge. What most persons know in Jamaica are breakers and panels. And if you're in the industry, we have some samples of some of the Siemens products that we stock. Now, we have a wide range of breakers that we literally keep in our stock. We have molded case circuit breakers, and these ranges from as low as 15 amps up to 1,000 amps. Now, these are what you're using in your various power line panels, your disconnect switches for your generators, and these are available in various wattages and various amperage and voltage based on the capacity. Different lug connections. There are different types that are available. We have the Siemens lines of these are their transformers, and we do the full range. We stock anywhere from 5 to 40 kVA transformers in various voltage scenarios, 415, 440 volt. These push button controls are the new design, new type that are available. They are available for all industry application, and we're talking about push button switches that can operate in oiled type environment, harsh industry. These here can operate underwater. So your wet, damp locations, you can have your start, stops, various switches. We have different key type scenarios where you can set up to give different application or different authorization to persons who are able to turn these off. Push button switches in all various push starts. This is one of the things that is big for Siemens, and for industries, you want hard, robust switches. The worst thing is to have your product, your plant go down because a switch to start the product is now down because it can't manage the rugged environment. The versatility for Siemens is that we have switches and push buttons and control switches for any application that you have available. In continuing with the Siemens line of products, this is a staple in any industrial application, any large electrical application. These are industrial P-line panels. I think affectionately most persons just call all of these panels power line panels, and we have available in stock at Fosridge from P1, which is power line 1, down to a power line 5. And these panels are able to operate even outdoor in outdoor applications, so you can have your large electrical cables come through into these panels.
And that brings us to the end of part 1 of our 2-part coverage of the Electrical Expo. I've been your host, Amita Prasadweb, and thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV, serious about business.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
joining me in this Friday edition of Your Jamaica Magazine. We're here in Kingston at the Convent of Mercy Academy, or as most know it, Alpha. This is the first of 2 schools we'll be visiting today to conclude this year's GIS Heritage Tour. Come with me as we give you a taste of our rich cultural heritage.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, October 26. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has reassured residents in communities surrounding National Heroes Park that they will be protected in the development plans for the site. At a town hall meeting hosted by the Prime Minister last night, he said there was no plan to take people out of their communities.
The government of Jamaica intends to ensure that all our built spaces are sustainable, meaning that in their design and construction, they work in symbiosis with the environment. That is, they respect and preserve the environment.
He told the residents and other stakeholders that while some buildings would be removed, government's intention was to provide infrastructure for the community to grow organically. That includes repurposing several buildings with heritage value. To those who will be relocated, Prime Minister Holness promised that they would not be disadvantaged during the process, which would be conducted over a protracted period.
Residents who will be affected should have no fear. The government will put in place a fair, that is equitable, and transparent process.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has disclosed that the development to take place at National Heroes Circle will be put to tender. Mr. Holness revealed last night that a few companies that specialize in major developmental projects would draft the proposed plans. He stressed that the rules governing the procurement process would be adhered to, and the administration intended to ensure its engagement of companies was done in a transparent manner.
Once we have identified, we have finished the master plan, the procurement phase of it will be a competitive process. And so I want to just rest everyone at ease with that.
Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says Trelawney is moving to take its place as a key player in the tourism sector. The parish has attracted some major hotel developments in recent years, and about 6,000 additional rooms will be added along the corridor from Rio Bueno to Falmouth.
The development here has proven a few things to us, one of which is possible for us to have turnaround time for major construction that is less than 18 months.
The tourism minister was speaking at the recent official opening of the Excellence Oyster Bay Hotel in the parish. $110 million has been invested in the first phase of the development, which also employed about 1,500 persons. Situated on the private peninsula of Oyster Bay, the resort offers an adult-only, all-inclusive experience to high-end clientele. It features 315 suites with expansive living spaces, panoramic ocean views, and direct beach access. Minister Bartlett predicts that within a few years, the combined inventory of Trelawney and Montego Bay will account for 2/3 of the hotel room stock on the island. Still out west, the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, will be starting construction on a state-of-the-art beach park at the closed Harbor Beach in St. James in January. The 16-acre property, also known as Dump Up Beach, will be transformed into a world-class, multi-zoned public space. The project is to be completed within 2 years at a projected cost of $700 million. Project manager at the UDC, Kerry Moore O'Connor, made the announcement at the recent Invest Mobay Breakfast Forum. He said the National Contracts Commission last week approved the project contract, which would now be submitted to Cabinet for approval. The park will feature a jogging trail, soft and hard landscaping, an outdoor amphitheater, multipurpose courts, a children's play area, food kiosks, and a boardwalk, among other amenities. Access to the facility will be free. And finally, the Jamaica Customs Agency, JCA, is implementing measures to improve its operations at the wharf. Importers and customs brokers have been experiencing delays in clearing domestic containerized shipments since mid-September. So the JCA and Port of Kingston recently convened a meeting with key import players as part of efforts to enhance service delivery at the port. That meeting explored strategies that will be used to reduce the delays at the Freeport terminal. The parties agreed to improve communication and facilitate better port coordination with the Kingston Freeport terminal. They also have committed to providing additional bays for the inspection of containers and making operational changes in areas which negatively impact clearance time and container examination. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Now moonshine, bright tonight, how we are shine all night till daylight.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development.
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
For additional information, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. Email heritageposter, all at jis.gov.jm.
We're dropping knowledge today. Like, did you know there's a program borrowing the principles of jungle survival and employing the use of modern technology to help students learn? Yep, Cheetah's in the classroom, and we're sitting in right now.
The cheetah is known all over the globe as the fastest land animal in the world. But right here in Jamaica, there is a special type of cheetah that is not only known for its speed, but also for its unique relationship with students across the education system.
So our company name again is Cheetah. It's an acronym, Connect to Higher Education, Electronic Tools, Application and Help. So I thought it was more appropriate to definitely have a mascot, a live mascot that symbolizes our company. Our students have really liked it in terms of we have done dancing contests. So a lot of times we could see, how can you dance better than a cheetah. Okay, so here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? All right, let's start.
In addition to, and arguably more important than its engaging cheetah mascot, this self-funded informal charitable arm donates numerous educational content and electronic tools to selected schools across Jamaica. These institutions are chosen on a needs basis.
So the tools include some of our books. We have a lot of books that we have created. Some of them are already on the ministry's book list. Like for instance, we have a book, Not Another Me, which coincidentally aligns with the Ministries of Education theme about who am I. And it's a great book in dual language, Spanish and English. And the words of the book are lyrics to a song. And it's a nice reggae song, I'm a cheetah. And I searched all over and could not find another me. That's one of the many books that we have. And then we also have even our dancing cheetah toy, and I have him right here. Children love him, and so we have our books, we have our toy, we have our tablets.
We got approximately 80 tablets from the Cheetah project. We have been using those tablets for almost 2 to 3 years now, and they are helping us tremendously in reading and in mathematics. Students are now encouraged to use IT in their studies, and I'm quite certain when the students leave Norman Gardens for high school, they are going to be well prepared where technology is concerned.
I think it helps with the students so that they can learn how to do different types of addition. social multiplication and other topics in
There's no way I know I could do it on my own. It's a big collaborative effort, and so I needed other persons to be on board with me. And so the first person I called was the person who I've interacted most, Ministry of Education. They have purchased most of my tools throughout the years.
The ministry has been in partnership with Cheetah Toys, as the company is called, since 2015. It has been going exceptionally well. She has also supported us in terms of scholarships for some of our students, and she's also participating in the development of PEP questions, working with our curriculum and other education officers. And last year, she actually did some GSAT preparation sessions for selected schools across the island.
The measurement for this line is what? 180. Now that I've drawn a line right here, what is the measurement for this side? 90. What is the measurement for this side? 90 degrees. Good. So you're going to pray, and you're also going to do proper planning and preparation, prevent poor performance.
So what we're trying to do overall is just to inspire the children, to encourage them, and also to give them some of the tools that we believe will help them to excel. So we want to also be considered as a teacher's helpers. We're not going to go in and do something entirely new. We want to work in collaboration with the teachers, recognize what they need, and see how best we can help to facilitate them.
And I know the question you've all been asking is, why the name Cheetah?
I've always loved the color cheetah. I'm wearing my tie today, but I usually love the print. And then later when I've done the research, I found that cheetah is so different. It has made a name for itself. It's the fastest of all the land animals. So I think that the cheetah has a lot to offer, and I think like cheetah, the students that we're trying to impact, trying to inspire, they could also make a name for themselves.
It is undoubtedly one of the oldest churches in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Its brick and mortar structure is said to have been laid over 300 years ago by slaves, and inside its walls are numerous antiques and prized possessions. This is the first of 3 unique and historical places we will be exploring in the parish of Clarendon today. Let's go check it out.
Welcome to St. Peter's Alley. I am Charmaine Langoth, and I'll be your tour guide. The original building was built in 1671. It was damaged by the earthquake of 1692, reconstructed, and then damaged again by the hurricane of 1951 and again reconstructed. This building holds many items of historic importance. To your left, up this steep and narrow staircase, you will witness the bell. It weighs 3/4 of a ton. It was built in 1857 by Messrs. Mayors, the same company that built the famous Big Ben in London. Let us continue our journey. And now we're going to look at our historic organ. It is actually the oldest in the Commonwealth Caribbean. We got it in 1847, and at that time it cost 250 guineas. As you can see, it is a piped organ. And if you look around the church, you will see our many exquisite monuments, wall and floor tablets mounted or laid in dedication to the dearly departed, and of course, our east stained glass window.
If you think this place is amazing, wait till you get to our next venue. So after leaving the historical St. Peter's Anglican Church in the small town of Alley, we went to the most southern part of the parish of Clarendon, where our friends from the Jamaica Caves organization will take us to our next destinations. Tucked away in the dense, dry limestone forest of Portland Ridge is some of Jamaica's most beautiful caves, the Jackson's Bay Great Cave and the Portland Cave 1.
Okay, this is Portland Cave 1. It's just one large entrance, and then there's a couple of other small light holy type entrances. We'll go down here just a little bit, and then we're going to get some lights going. Okay, right up above us in that bell hole, that's what that's called, with the dark staining. You can see a few bats up there. And down directly below, you can see fresh rat bat guano there. Yeah, that's a type of limestone, but it's more properly, it's calcite or calcium carbonate. And calcite is a crystal, so when you get it nice and clean like that, you can see how sparkly it is. Yeah, down here, you can see these gours, these little depressions in the flowstone. These are called cave pearls. They can get a lot larger. There's another one there. And what they form where you've got water that comes and goes and comes and goes, but also flows a little bit.
Wow, who would have thought that Clarendon had such hidden treasures? 2 discoveries down, 1 to go. So I know you've all heard about the popular Milk River Mineral Spa, but did you know that Clarendon is also home to another outstanding mineral spring? 10 minutes east of Lionel Town is a popular cooling off spot for locals and foreigners, the Salt River Mineral Bath. The best thing about this recreational area is that it can be found right beside the main road and is completely free to enjoy. The spa, which is a pond with mineral water running from rocks adjacent to it, regularly sees patrons who visit for its healing properties or just for an evening of fun and relaxation. And if visitors ever get hungry, there's a host of food stalls with authentic Jamaican dishes to choose from, just like this one.
I love coming here, especially on a Sunday, to come eat the people in festival, because it tastes nice, of course. The water, the people, it's just nice.
Thank you so much, Sister Mercy, for that delicious meal.
The pleasure is all mine.
As you can see, the parish of Clarendon has more to offer than you know. All you have to do is get up, get out there, and explore.
Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs.
So after leaving Alpha, we journeyed to the neighboring Holy Trinity High, where another group of youngsters are celebrating all things Jamaican. By the way, in another 6 days, a whole month dedicated to these and other youth takes its turn on the calendar. But we're not waiting to educate, empower, and motivate our young people. Here's your dose of motivation for the day.
My name is Shanrai Dennis, and I'm the 2017 recipient of the PCJ Renewable Energy Scholarship to pursue a Masters of Science in Renewable Energy Engineering at the University of Technology, Jamaica.
The procedure for selecting a recipient of the PCJ scholarship was done through first a advertisement inviting potential students, whether recent graduates or persons who were interested in the master's program in the School of Engineering, to apply. We chose Shanrai because he's someone who thinks deeper than the surface, and that is what a researcher needs to be. Not somebody who takes things at face value, but is willing to probe a little deeper. Interestingly, what impressed us in the interview was not so much his technical knowledge, which his academic performance already testified to, but he actually discussed some social issues at the time. Our conversation led us there, and we were appreciative of the perspectives that he shared.
With great powers come great responsibilities, so being given this scholarship, it's not just a scholarship for me to be selfish with to get a master's and then migrate or whatever. It's for me to know that I'm being given an opportunity to make myself a better person and in the long run make Jamaica a better place. So I don't see this scholarship as a scholarship for me, but a scholarship for Jamaica. My goal or my dream is to see the social gap in Jamaica being reduced, to see everyone living more equal life, to see everyone being able to afford what they want, and in a sense to help Jamaica develop from third world status. In this field, renewable energy engineering, you need an expert in the field of renewable energy. It's a growing field, it's a relatively new field. After completing my master's, I'll be able to add further research first of all, that other persons can work, and I'll also be able to do applied research and actually have end products resulting from these research. Many people will look at me and probably pass judgment. They see a dark Rasta boy over there, so they say it doesn't have anything positive to offer to society, but that's not necessarily the case. Like, what I can tell you about me is that Shanrai Dennis is a humble, reserved, outgoing person, enjoys watching and playing sports, having discussions on various topics from politics and history to physics, technology, So I consider myself a versatile person. I love sports. I was involved in sports from primary school. I remember when I had GSAT, my father wanted me to focus on my studies.
While he was going to primary, I was checking his book. I always do. And I realized that on Wednesdays, there were no work done in his book. So he came home and I said, I said, well, I'm not in school on Wednesday day. I said, yes, Daddy. I said, I'm not seeing work in your book on Wednesdays. I said, because him go play football for his school. So I said, it's not right.
I loved football, so while he would be thinking I'm at class, I'm out playing football. And he didn't know until until a match that I played in featured on TV in which I scored 2 goals. so when I went home, he was like, so since when you play football or whatever, I think we had this talk. It's very important to know that you're living your life to the best that you can and you're not wasting it. So that's one of the driving factors behind me being so involved, because if I find something interesting, I'm going to do it. So when you have a packed plate and then you see something else you want to do, there's really only one thing you can cut back on, and that's sleep. And that's sleep. So if you have to reduce the hours you spend sleeping to do something you enjoy, I think it's worth it.
I've taught Shanoy from his first year at UTech and taught him about 3 or 4 modules. When I observed him, he wasn't always working though, but he was never stupid with his free time. He rested and he did recreation in a healthy way, in a productive way, and he was a rounded person. So that's important. Just be rounded and be productive with all your time, not just academically.
So you see, I'm just here doing what I need to do, and I'm more focused on what I need to get done than the fact that I am actually a scholar.
And just like that, it's time to end today's Heritage Tour. If you're wondering why you didn't see more of those school tours we talked about, make sure you're watching Jamaica Magazine next week. In the meantime, feel free to visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information about government programs and your heritage. I'm Sandra Clark. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
I'm Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, and you're watching Business Access.
For a real chill experience, having a glass of wine, some tasty food and good company in the right environment is definitely the way to go. On this episode of Chill Spot, we'll be hanging out at Uncorked with Valerie Grant, Managing Director at Geotech Vision. So don't go anywhere, more after this. Hello ladies. Hi. Hi Valerie, Candy, nice to meet you.
Good morning, Anna Kay.
Hi Anna Kay, Candy. So we're here at Uncorked. First of all, this is your chill spot.
Yes, it is.
And this is your business. Tell me a little about Uncorked.
Uncorked started in 2011, beginning of 2011. We started as a small little wine and cheese retail business down at Hillcrest Avenue.
Okay.
And the business did well, and there was clearly a need for that kind of product. And really we've grown as our customers have sort of demanded that we grow. So we went from there, we came up here to Sovereign North, where we got further into the food business, and now we are a full-fledged wine and cheese restaurant. And we of course have our retail gift items, cheese and wine accessories. So we're a lot of different little things in one small space.
And what inspired you to start the business?
It started with a couple of friends and myself, and we just love the wine and cheese culture, the gourmet food culture. And we just thought that there was space in Jamaica for that. It's something that, you know, when we're lucky enough to travel, it's something that we ourselves look for. So we thought that there was probably a lot of Jamaicans that would be interested in this kind of product. What happens quite often is that if a customer comes here and they want something but it's a little different, we'll do it for them, and then they'll ask for it again. And then somebody will come and see it and they'll ask for it. That's why we have things called the Tin, you know, the Bev, the Judy, the Carlo, the Max, you know. So
those are all named after your friends.
All named after the Uncorked customers.
Wow, the Max.
The Max, yeah.
So I'm going for my menu item soon, right?
Yeah.
So you have to come in and
soon we'll have a Valerie, that's for sure.
Name something after.
And Valerie, why did you choose here as your chill spot?
It's in a convenient location. It's close to my office. The persons here, the waitresses, they're able to anticipate my need. They know exactly where to seat me. They know what to bring me first. So it's just a great environment.
All right, well, I'm excited to try my first glass of wine here. So let's head inside.
Welcome to Uncorked. My name is Nakisha, and I'll be your server for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nakisha.
You're welcome.
Well, I must say I really like Uncorked so far. I'm feeling this ambience, like it feels good in here, and I'm looking forward to the food. All right, so let's talk about your professional life. So you're the managing director at Geotech Vision. What exactly is Geotech Vision?
Okay, well, Geotech Vision is ICT and geospatial
technology company.
That all
And
sounds
that
very
sounds
complex.
technical, I know. So I'm going to explain what that is. So we provide location information for actionable intelligence. So for example, OnCork is located in this location. Right. Their customers come from somewhere. In order to better understand where their customers are coming from, we can do the analysis, we can understand where people chill, where they relax, and you can better target their needs. So we do that in the business space, we do that for governments in terms of planning, spatial technologies. So yes, it's not as complicated as it sounds, but pretty much we use location information to get persons to make wise decisions.
And you are the founder of
Yes.
this company.
Yes.
Congratulations on
Thank
that, because
you.
that in itself is a feat. Tell me about starting a company and what challenges you had to overcome.
So there have been many. Starting a company, it's first getting to understand what your market is like and understand how you are really going to service that market. I started Geotech Vision simply because I recognized that there was a gap in the market. There was no company that was offering a customized solution to customers. So while there were other GIS companies in the Caribbean, there was just none that would seek to understand the needs of the customers and not just sell them something out of a box. Right. So this is what we decided to do. So every solution that we provide to our customers, we first do a needs assessment and make sure that it's the right match.
And how long have you been doing it now? How long has the
Since
company been around?
2008.
2008?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
Are there any other places where you currently operate, or is Jamaica the only place?
Oh no, we are a Caribbean-wide company. So we operate in 15 different Caribbean countries, and we have a second office in Georgetown, Guyana.
Oh wow. Yeah. What has been your biggest setback thus far?
There are two that jumps out at me, and one was 6 months after starting the company, I became ill. So it meant that all the resources that I had for growing the company was wiped out in terms of medical expenses. Wow. So that was our big, yeah.
And I assume you're better now?
Yes, much better. So that meant that we had to really grow at a slower pace than anticipated. But 6 months after the procedure, I was back in the Caribbean trying to build Geotech Vision. And then I would say the other one was something that happened about 2 years ago when we got the biggest contract that we've ever gotten. And our financial institution would have indicated that they were going to back the project. And then at last minute, they said that they needed collateral. As a small company, where was I going to get that? That was a major setback, but we navigated those waters and we were able to deliver the project on time and successfully.
Coming up,
I know you've received several accolades since starting. Tell us about some of those.
The most recent one is the Commonwealth Woman Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Wow. Yes. Congratulations. I've said congratulations about 4 times since starting this interview.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 crawl spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Having a corporate event, seminar, awards show, conference, product launch, workshop or expo? Business Access TV is here to showcase your event. Contact our sales department at 908-0919, 906-6357 or 908-2775 for more information. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Stay current and gain more information on the ever-evolving industry of real estate on Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. on Business Access TV. I know you've received several accolades since starting. Tell us about some of those.
Okay, so the most recent one is the Commonwealth Woman Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations. I've said congratulations about 4 times since starting this interview.
Thanks a lot, Candy. Well, with that one, I now serve as a Commonwealth Businesswoman Ambassador until the next Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in 2017. Which means that as the ambassador, I'm really working with women entrepreneurs across the Commonwealth and trying to make sure that we see how we can help to focus on women entrepreneurs and help them to take their businesses to the next level. So that is something that I'm very excited about. And there is an initiative that I'm actually going to be launching in the next couple of months that speaks to that. It is a crowdfunding initiative that is going to be raising money for women entrepreneurs in the Caribbean, and we're targeting $1 million
wow.
for 50 entrepreneurs in at least 10 countries. So it's quite ambitious, but we're getting some corporate buy-in.
And I love that it's across the region as well. This is not just focused on Jamaica, which is awesome. Yes. It's an awesome initiative. How do you see the process of becoming an entrepreneur in Jamaica? Is it easier or is it more difficult to do so?
In Jamaica, we are building a very strong entrepreneurial ecosystem now. We have a lot more support. There's things like Startup Jamaica. There is the Technology Innovation Center. We were a part of the Technology Innovation Center, and for us that was fabulous in terms of support. So it gave us the needed platform to really launch out the needed support that was necessary to kind of hone our skills. We need to expose students to entrepreneurship because they can realize that it's not about just going to school and coming out, getting an education to get a job, but that they can actually create their own jobs. We're making the right steps in Jamaica. We just need to keep doing more of that and keep encouraging and engendering that spirit of entrepreneurship.
So did you always know that you wanted to become an entrepreneur?
I'm from a family that has entrepreneurial roots. So my mom was self-employed, my dad as well. And so I always knew that I wanted to have a business. But then after graduating from university, I was in private sector. And then being young and naive, I went over into public sector and just thought that I could make the world a difference. Right? When I realized that that wasn't happening, I figured there must have been another way for me to make the kind of contribution I was hoping to make. And then I recognized that there was this huge gap in the geospatial space. It was still relatively new in the Caribbean. And so I said, you know what, let's capitalize on it. So I looked at that opportunity and decided to make a business out of it.
Do you have any other professional pursuits at this time?
Yeah, well, I'm involved in other entrepreneurial activities as well. But apart from those activities, in terms of philanthropic pursuits, I tend to work a lot with students and universities, and that is where we really do the most of our giving back. We have donated software to the University of Technology. We have given scholarships to students in our discipline. So these are some of the things that we are involved in. Yeah?
What is it that drives you to succeed?
There are just a lot of things that are intrinsic motivation, right? I want to see our industry at a given place, and so I want to help to take it there. I want to be the game changer in this space, and so that in itself is a motivation. And to tell you the truth, there were times when it was hard to pay the bills each day for staff and so on. And you wondered whether or not it was just easier to go back and get a job. But as soon as I started having employees, then that wasn't an option anymore.
Right. You have to support them or
Yes,
else.
you have to support them. And so that for me is something that is constantly in the back of my mind, my team. So I know that we cannot fail because of the type of team that we have. And there are just so many persons that are now relying on the company. So it has to succeed. So that in itself is a motivation.
I think one of the things that I want to know as well is how you manage doing so many different things. How do you balance it all?
I have a great team. I keep saying it. They are so supportive. I don't have to be in the office for a task to get done. And the way I travel, I'm really hardly ever in the office. But I have a good team, and I try to practice some good time management. I also don't have 8-hour days. I have very long days, so that is something else. Keeping the balance is a constant struggle. It's something that I continuously work on.
What would you say are your aspirations for the future, having already accomplished so much?
You know, we are going to continue to push the envelope. So our aspirations involve a lot of applications that are going to not only meet our B2B customers, but the man on the street. So that is something that we're working on. And we are going to also be going after a bigger market share, both in terms of customer segment and in terms of geographic location. So we are going in Latin America, we are also going in Canada, so you can look out for us in other spaces, even outside of the Caribbean region. So that is something that is definitely on the card and is a part of our strategic plan.
Okay, and as a woman in business, what is your strategy for success? Because sometimes it can be so hard.
It can. So I tell myself that I recognize that, you know, having the right team, having the right qualifications does not always cut it. You still have to work harder to get through the door. So I normally give 150%, but usually when we get that client, they become clients for life because they recognize the kind of unique customer experience and solution that they receive from us. So we have to work hard. And yes, I'm a woman in business, but I don't let that bog me down. I don't let it think, oh yes, I think as myself as a person in business. And so because of that, anything that my male counterparts can do, I don't shy away from it.
Right.
I'm up to the task.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, Valerie, that was a very informative talk. I learned so much about you and your industry. And that being said, I think I'm ready to eat because it's lunchtime.
So am I.
Coming up.
And what are some of your other hobbies or interests now?
I'm a badminton person, so when I get the chance, I go knock the shuttles. And I was very pleased that West Indies won the match, so I'm a cricket fan as well.
Can you do the champion dance?
No.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
We are back with another exciting, innovative, and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you, BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
So how was your lunch?
Excellent.
Yes, I really enjoyed my pasta as well. But now we're going to talk about the personal side of you. Were you born and raised in Kingston?
No, I'm a country girl. I'm from Hanover.
Hanover?
Yeah.
So when did you move to Kingston?
When I came to university.
So do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay, and you are the
5th child.
The 5th child, okay.
Yes, yes.
All right, so tell me about your childhood.
I grew up around my 3 brothers mostly. Well, 2 because one of my brothers is younger than I am. And I used to do all of the tomboy stuff. So I play football because I was really just not allowed to go out in the village and play with everybody else. So we did things together as a family. So we're from a very loving family. We monkey around. We just do crazy things all the time, and we still do when we get together.
And what about your sisters?
So my sisters, they were a bit older than I am. We are very close, but they were already gone off to college, so I didn't have a lot of time to play with them and so on. But they have been a strong influence on my life as well. So yeah, they're always somebody who I can really count on for advice, to be there for me. And especially after the death of our mom, that bond has even strengthened.
Been stronger. And what about your schooling? Where did you go to school in Hanover before you came to Kingston?
So I went to the Riverside All-Age School, and then I went to Received High School. So I'm a Russian as we say. And at Received, my experience was excellent. I was a prefect there. I was very involved in school activities, and that really gave me a great foundation.
You seem like such a scholar, like one of the bright children in the class at school. Is that how you were in high school?
In a way, yes, but I'm not one of those persons who is a bookworm. No, I'm outside all the time. I'm playing football. Received is noted for football, and I had my share of playing football. Even at university, I was on a University of West Indies football team.
Really?
I debate, I'm in speech and drama, I'm in everything, to the point where my sisters used to tell my mother that I'm gonna fail everything because I'm not focusing. But that's how I get through stuff. I just have to be very involved. So if I learn it in the class, then great, let me do something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about your husband. How long have you been married now?
3 years, going to 4 years.
Okay, and tell us about him.
I talk about having a strong support system in a team. Well, I do have a strong support system in a family. He's so supportive of all of my activities. I mean, he allows for my crazy innovations, he allows for all of the travels, and when he can, he also makes the time to even travel with me. So, you know, I do get lots of support from him.
And what are some of your other hobbies or interests now?
I'm a badminton person, so when I get a chance, I go knock the shuttles. I also like football, so I watch a good game of football. And I was very pleased that West Indies won the match, so I'm a cricket fan as well.
Can you do the champion dance?
No, no. No. And when we have CPL, I'm at the games. Yeah, my husband is a big cricket fan as well.
Okay,
so, yeah.
That's something you guys can enjoy together, right?
And if I just want to chill, I drive down to the country, see my dad. Hanover is just such a scenic parish, and I just like to be there. I feel so at home, and it feels like everything else, the burden of the world is off you. So yeah, so that's kind of what I like to do.
Lovely. And speaking about long drives and traveling,
yes,
you do a lot of traveling.
Too much.
You've experienced different cultures. How do other cultures compare to that of Jamaica's?
I want to say that there's really just no comparison. Every culture is unique, but you know what? People ask me all the time, especially with regards to the Caribbean, which is my favorite Caribbean island, and I normally just say Jamaica. And it's not because I'm Jamaican, it's just because our culture is just such a rich culture, and our island is just so beautiful. It has a mix of everything you can think of. If it's the beaches, you have it. If it's the waterfalls, you have it. If it's the mountains, you have it. Like when I lived in the Bahamas, I used to get up and literally miss the mountains because there's just no mountains. From that perspective, I really do like Jamaica. I really do believe that we have such a rich culture. I'm a foodie, so I really enjoyed, trying cuisines from other places. So that's one of the things that I do when I travel. I really like to try the local cuisines, try the wines.
Is there anywhere that stands out to you as you say that?
Recently in Malta, I had a good experience when I got a chance to go to our estate and really tour the winery, try some of their wines, and so that was a good experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So things like that, and I try to do that in the different places that I go to, just to kind of get an appreciation for the culture. And I don't like to see places as a tourist. I like to see it the way the locals
do.
Yeah.
Right. If there's one word of advice that you could give to upcoming entrepreneurs, what would it be?
To never limit yourself, to have a dream and dream big, and always see the end game and work towards what that end game is.
Well, this has been a fabulous visit to Uncorked. I'm obsessed with this wine. We had discussed that I'm not really a wine drinker, but this is delicious and the food was so tasty. So thanks for sharing your chill spot with us.
Thanks, Candy. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed today.
Today we took it easy as we chilled at Uncorked, and I absolutely enjoyed our dining experience whilst getting to know Valerie Grant, another stalwart Jamaican excelling in her field as the Managing Director at Geotech Vision. Until next week, I'm Candy for Chill Spot. Bye! The wine tastes good for true, no? Yeah. Hereafter, I just give you this big speech about how I don't drink and I don't like wine and a thing, and I taste, I'm like, this is delicious. Yeah. And Valerie, why did you choose Uncorked as your chill spot?
Well, it's in a convenient location. The people here are able to anticipate my needs. They know where to seat me. It happens.
3, 2, 1, standby, cue, action. They don't know when to tell you, how to tell you to start on the show. I'm going to be my own producer. I'll tell myself when to go. Guys, I'm really not a diva. I did not have a diva moment. I was just kidding, okay? I didn't realize it was recording.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this: no more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
Hi, I'm Richard Panduit, CEO for the Separate Group of Companies. You're watching Business Access TV. We're serious about business.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious
about business.
Serious about business.
Welcome to part 2 of Business Access TV's coverage of Jamaica's largest electrical expo, the Electrical Expo right here at the Jamaica Pegasus, brought to you by Fosridge in partnership with Nexans and Siemens. I'm your host, Amita Prasad Webb. Please stay tuned for highlights.
So let's go with an exciting cable innovation from Nexans, the halogen-free cables. We are very, like in Nexans, interested in finding new solutions, safety solutions regarding cables. So I'm going to tell you a bit why. So, according to analysis, 98% of deaths due to fire are caused by suffocation and inhalation of toxic fumes. According to firefighting experts, more than 50% of the main causes are due to problems with electrical systems, electrical issues.
Easy to install cable solution for residential, industrial and public buildings. So what do we have? So that is in the agenda. So in practice, in a house, you have a different level of installation. Okay, you have the service entrance from the power networks, supply, distribution, and branch circuit. That's for a house. And for a building, it is that way. You also have from the public grid, then you have the service entrance, supply, distribution, and branch circuits. For all these parts, you need cables, no? to do the connections.
As to develop other categories, it's 6A and 7A, 10 giga. So it's a lot. And now Nexans is developing the 8A category of cables, which is higher, but it's used for what? For military applications. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but we need the signal is 0 and 1. Now we are developing quantic information that we can code to for four digits instead of 2. So that is the next generation. It's yet an application. It does exist, but for military industry. So it's very early stage technology. But in the future, you will have your quantic computer. So it's for tomorrow. So it's terabytes, tera, not giga. So it's much more information.
Talk to us about the main points in your presentation today.
The main points were the safety-oriented cables, halogen-free cables, that doesn't allow the fire to spread. And the other point was the local area network telecommunication cables.
What's next for Nexans?
Next, we hope to get better brand awareness here in Jamaica, to grow together with Fosridge, and I expect to go back very soon to see you again.
Why did you attend?
Because the School of Engineering includes the electrical program, which is electrical engineering, and we are always interested in what equipment is available to Jamaicans to see how we can ensure that our students get the best experience.
I find science exciting, so it's a learning experience in terms of getting the information, understanding how simple things that we take for granted works. And so it is a good thing that people who, whether you work in the industry or not, it is something that you should learn and understand the things that are actually around you in terms of electricity and the things that you pass on the street. You are passing street lights, you're passing stoplights and so on, and you don't even understand how they really work. And these guys are the ones who will tell you what's the background to all of these things.
It's time for a quick break, but please stay with us more when we return. The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
It's Season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
This is Weekend Business Report. Economic windfall,
unsecured loans,
alleged corruption, follows the closure.
If they made this investment,
Brokers
strive to increase revenues.
These sought some answers. Financial meltdown. Here are the week's final. Here's Garth. News Roundup.
Camille, it's back to you.
That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, Saturdays and Sundays.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. There are some students here, quite a number of students here. Why is it important that students attend expos of this nature?
It is actually important because one of the things I've found is that we're actually in the information age, but unfortunately people, we do not crave information the way I believe it was craved in times past. And so students are very much in that space now where they need to open their minds' eyes and become a little bit more familiar with what is out there in the world. And of course the industry that we're in now, and in particular the energy efficient industry, because it's going to be impacting all of us, whether it is from a household standpoint or if it is from a business standpoint, all of us will be impacted in some way, shape or form. And so that is why it is quite important for students to be here to get this knowledge today in terms of the industry and its forward movement.
The information that's go across here today is very informative, and I learn a lot. I can take back all of this information, not just to the company, but also to my community. And I would advise that when we have program expo like this, a lot of business people who have maintenance managers should come and get all of these information so they can use it within the companies.
In the morning, a person comes to me and asks me if this is the smallest size or which are the sizes of the starters. Actually, you could see the starters just have three sizes in the complete model for the 3RW55 and also for 3RW52, and both are less than 200 millimeters by tip, so it's very tiny. So that the bigger one for 560 kilowatts, it's size 4, it's just this size, right? And also these starters has the 3RW55 has this innovative application that if you lose in one line a pair of thyristors, it still works with two-phase control. Just this one, the 3RW55. It means this product is robust, it's versatile, and it adapts to your applications. Okay, for the soft starter is enough.
Yeah, that's one question. How does the starter react to unbalanced input voltages?
Actually, these starters has the possibility to measure line by line the current, and also it could set a protection against unbalanced phase failure, ground fault, and also it's a natural protection. It's overload on up to class 30 in this one. So since class 10A, it means 7 seconds at 8 times the nominal current, and it could protect against low voltage supply. You said this lowest voltage it could supply, and it will respect that. This product has the possibility when you buy the Profinet solution, the Profinet module for the starters. That's it's an optional component. You are buying also a web server inside this component. So it means since your telephone, with your cell phone, you could access to the same web of this component, and you could check out which is the current, the instantaneous current, all the status, all the failures, and also you could check out if the unbalanced status is. Sorry? Yeah, with the web server. It's in parallel of the Profinet application, and also it has a special application for the model with 2 ports of Profinet, that you could establish an open communications protocol, OPC, with other components, and also with an HMI without any PLC. So you could set almost up to 8 starters to just one HMI, the comfort panel version of Siemens, without any PLC. The communication will be directed with this one to this one. And with Profinet, of course, it's a better communication. You need the PLC to display the status of the component in the panels. Let me say, this OPC application could be for local reviewing, and the Profinet could be for remote application, remote reviewing, and that's the point.
Talk to us about the main points of your presentation today.
Actually, the main point of our presentation is the possibility to reduce cost and downtimes in the industry, and it's important for the attendees to stay in the conference, because they will realize how to do these downtime reductions, and also they will realize how to do it and where to do it. So it's very important to reduce the cost of the implementation of a project, and also for reducing the time, for example, of a stop pump and stop motor.
Why is it important, or why is the information important for the attendees here today?
Because this information is used to communicate these smart control panels with a very bigger concept that is the Industry 4.0 that Siemens is managing worldwide. So they could see how it begins, and they will explain which the next steps of this concept.
We take our final break, but don't go anywhere. We have more highlights for you after this.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without the customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show. And Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas Mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa-la-la-la-la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Thanks for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, we are here at the Electrical Expo. Please stay tuned for more highlights.
So what is the meaning of this video equipment? What is the objective that we have? The first word is saving. We want to save money, we want to save space, we want to save energy. So this kind of equipment is going to make us a transparency to know how is our installation is. We established in this principle that is the energy saving. We want to identify, for me, in my plan to have an energy saving, I have to know how is the plant, how is the management of the plant, how is the energy flow, where is my potential of energy saving, and measure it. Or even if I make a saving, we are going to measure it to realize that it's okay. We are going to be focused on how we start a motor. We have to switch on a motor, we have to protect the motor, and the new tendency is monitor the motor. So this is the different kind of starter that we can find in the industry. We have a direct online, the most basic starter. We have a reversing starter. If I want to change the direction of the motor, we have a star delta. Why a star delta? You know that a motor, when it starts, is going to consume like 8 times the nominal current of the motor. So the induction motor is the most popular use in the industry because it has low maintenance and is very versatile. But it has the problem with the start. So all the way to start a motor is reduce the voltage that we administer to the motor when it starts. In consequence, we are going to get down the current of the start. Also, the torque of the motor is going to be reduced. So this is the way to start a motor, reducing the field of the voltage. So the start delta is a start that you feed the 58% of the voltage in the start connection, and that's going to feed this 100% of the voltage in the delta connection. So you are going to be reduce the induction. You will find a different way to start a motor, but it's the same principle. You can start it with resistance, we start it with auto transformers, we can start it with star delta, or also with soft starter. But the principle is the same. Reduce the voltage to have less voltage, so you will have less current and less torque.
We present about the industrial controls, all the equipment required for manage a plant, an industrial plant, like industrial control cabinets, soft starters, contactors, a new line of push buttons. Also, we present a new tendency that we call the Industry 4.0, that is the bringing the Internet of Things to the control of the industry.
What are your thoughts thus far on the Electrical Expo?
We hope that everybody goes from here with a new knowledge, and also we want to share all the experience that things and solutions that we do in other countries. So we will be the first step to start to implement it here in Jamaica.
For those people who don't know, talk to us about Siemens and the brand overall.
Actually, Siemens do like everything. We're in the distribution energy with the power generation. We are in control for industry, energy management, and also we have a division for medical equipment.
The School of Engineering includes the electrical program, which is electrical engineering, and we are always interested in what equipment is available to Jamaicans to see how we can ensure that our students get the best experience.
We have some setups here in regards to what's available. What are your thoughts?
This is good. This is showing me some of the equipment that I do need and that I'm interested in for some of my students, yes.
Why is it important that students get involved and attend these types of expos?
My students who are graduating currently are seeking employment, and it does help them that they know the types of equipment are available. I know some of them are going into business for themselves, and they need to be exposed to what is available in Jamaica. And it does help because a lot of my students have been looking externally outside of Jamaica to purchase equipment or even to get employment. And it's good for them to see exactly what is here if they're going into business for themselves, who could be their suppliers, and they can advise other persons as well.
There are many individuals in Jamaica who want the products and services that Siemens and Nexans offer, but without a way of getting it here, and we found ourselves with the opportunity and we decided, hey, let's just go with it and showcase to Jamaica what is it that we can actually do for them. At Fostrich, our customers are always our main concern. We've always looked for ways in which we can improve the service and the product offerings that we have. And I think we pride ourselves on just being able to do that, and the fact that we have the customers at the forefront of our minds on any given day, which is every day of the week, because we're always looking for new and improved ways. And I dare say, I don't think anybody can challenge me in this, that Fostrich is a trendsetter when it comes on to innovation and looking at finding products that are meaningful to how we live our lives and I mean, even with energy efficiency.
And that brings us to the end of part 2 of our 2-part coverage of the Electrical Expo. I've been your host, Amita Prasad-Webb, and thank you for tuning to Business Access TV, serious about business.
I'm Chris Williams, CEO for Proven. When I think of Business Access TV, 2 words come to mind: passion and performance. In the short space of time that they've been on air, has demonstrated clearly the Jamaican passion for anything that we set our minds to. They have approached television in the most creative and dynamic way, and I'm proud to see how this young station has evolved. In terms of performance, they back up what they say they're going to do. All their programs, all their packages, all their promotions are efficiently and effectively executed.
Your business matters. Promote it on Business Access TV. On The Good Life, we'll take a look at our very own castor oil and why it deserves a place in every home. We'll talk to Joel Harris of Shavat Farms, and then later on we'll visit Somerset, Manchester to see castor oil production done the old-fashioned way. Stay with us. So we did a walkthrough of Chavot Farms, and now we're here with Mr. Joel Harris, who's the marketing director and co-founder of Chavot International, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about his business. Mr. Harris, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. So talk to me about Chavot International. What is it that you guys do?
Chavot International is a manufacturing and brand of Chavot, the brand Chavot. And Chavot means harvesting goodness. What we do essentially is that we take all natural, authentic Jamaican products and we turn them into unique products. In other words, we take them from the ground, the farm level, and we turn them into agro-processed products. So in other words, we turn them into value-added products that we can share with Jamaica.
We're here today to talk about castor oil and how you go about producing that.
Well, first of all, let's establish the traditional method of Jamaican black castor oil dating back for centuries. It's a Jamaican culture, enriched culture product that persons take by harvesting the seeds from their farm or from their backyard or so, like your grandmother would know and so. And after harvesting, the seeds are then dried. And they would roast the seeds until they have a dark charcoal, not charcoal, but dark, very dark in color. When the seeds are roasted, then the seeds are taken into a mortar. And if you go back to your history, you know, the pestle and the mortar, when you have your grandma making the curry and then grinding it up into the mortar. No, when that happens, they then take the grounded seeds, the broken seeds, and then put it into a boiling process. And that boiling process helps now. Exactly, so the oil and water doesn't mix, so the oil of course rises to the top, and of course the trash or so is sinks to the bottom, and then you will have person have a ladle and then scoop off the oil, skim the oil. And that oil is then filtered through like a muslin cloth or so, and then when it's cooled down, it's bottled.
Castor production here is a growing industry. Why did you decide to get into it?
Well, women, we have been hearing a lot of demand from women wanting to go on natural. And one of the products that were on the market was Jamaican black castor oil. By the time we knew nothing about Jamaican black castor oil, we were in tea production. It was way out of the range for us. And what we decided to do was like, you know, this could be a potential for us. So we asked women, what do they like, what you don't like, how you use it, you know, what about day, type of night, treatment usage, everything. And we got positive response, and they was wanted authentic Jamaican black castor oil. The problem is that there's so many different countries producing Jamaican black castor oil, and it's not from Jamaica. And we said, you know what, we want to make a difference in the industry. Let's produce an authentic, recognized brand of Jamaican black castor oil. That's how we started.
You've been on the market for some time now.
Yes, we've been in the market for about 1.5 years with our Jamaican black castor.
What has the feedback?
Positive, very, very positive. What happened is that persons love Jamaican black castor oil, but they do like a pungent smell. Like women have to be washing what they hear tirelessly just to come outside. And so we figure that by monitoring our roasting levels and the temperature that we adjust to our castor oil, we find that we're able to adjust that smell. So it has a nice lighter aroma that persons actually can adjust to. And persons can just rub into their hair and just walk outside and have no problem. That's our main key factor with our Jamaican black castor oil. This heavy on this, light on the scent, but same great quality, no additives, no preservatives. No salt is found in our products, so your hair won't be falling out. And it's on the go. We sell it in a 4-ounce bottle. You can find it in Fontana pharmacies. You can find it in Discount Beauty, Earth Elements, and Cher's Hermer, and other major beauty care salons as well as hair care. We export to Australia, we export to the UK as well as the US. And there have been growing demands around the world for other for Jamaican black castor oil. Of course, persons are asking, what else can you do apart from Jamaican black castor oil? Putting it in a shampoo or conditioning format or a body cream or a body butter. So we have been getting an overwhelming positive feedback and response for Jamaican black castor oil.
Have you done the grandmother test where you give it to an old lady and, you know,
Yes.
how does this compare?
We have. And persons have a feeling of nostalgia. Persons who are abroad, so yeah man, this is the real Jamaican black castor oil. Remember the smell and so, and the texture and the feel. But of course, you know, them kind of a shriek because back in their days, they don't really put it in them hair, they use it as a washout. And of course, they would be going and they'll be giving it to their kids and their moms would have been giving it to them and they're thinking, using it for drinking. So no, it's just for personal hair care use. We say to people that yes, Jamaican black castor oil have been traditionally being used for internal purposes, but we heavily recommend that you do not do so, and it's for external purposes. Just because one, we don't want to be persons to rush into the hospital because of you know, accident or anything like that. But we say that it is best to use for external purposes.
We had visited your farm earlier, and it's quite a sizable farm. Talk to us about your farm and, you know, what type of labor force goes into such a farm.
Right. We grow on 150 acres, and we also buy from other local farms. Currently to date, we had production up to 80 acres of production. Now, our castor is grown organically. That means no additional fertilizers, no chemicals. What we do is, of course, that we do weeding to make sure the land is clear. We dig up the land, of course, and the soil to make sure that the soil receives the seeds properly. And we plant in times where we expect rainfall. Now, additionally, what we also add is drip irrigation. And that also balances out the times when there are periods of drought. Now, the castor plant is resilient, but is not fully drought resistant. So, without enough water, it will hamper the amount of yield that we'll get from the castor plant. Now, the castor, 1 acre of castor will produce about between 1,200 to 3,000 pounds of castor seed. What that means is that if without irrigation, you can expect between 1,000 to 1,200. With irrigation and some amount of natural fertilizer, maybe chicken manure or even just compost, you can increase those yields nearing to 2,000 pounds per acre. Now, it takes about on average 2 to 3 workers to complete an acre, feasible acre within a day. When it is mature, the pods are mature, is then handpicked and harvested, and then placed into large carcass bags. There it is weighed initially, and the weight is usually, you get between maybe 30-40 pounds maybe per bag, a bit more, depending on the bearing, clusters and stuff. And from there it is then taken into a large laid out tarpaulin, a large drying area. And of course the seeds are then laid out, the branches are laid out, and then they're waited until the green pods turn brown, dry and crispy. From there it is then taken into a hollow that removes the shells from the seeds. So the seeds are extracted and the pods are then, the waste is then extracted. And from there, it is in the process now of turning from the seeds into Jamaican black castor.
All right, so we've discussed with Mr. Harris his castor oil factory and the farm, but you have to stay with us because when we return, we have our Need to Know segment and you learn all about the benefits of using castor oil.
You see island I wear, them are the best thing in the island I swear. Everywhere in the island I hear. Everybody with a eye problem, them a talk about the place name island I wear. Them a say, island I wear. Them a say, island I wear. Everybody with a eye problem, them a talk about island I wear.
Island Eyewear offers free eye testing every day, all day, at all locations island-wide. Conditions apply.
Island I wear. Everybody with a eye problem, them a talk about island I wear.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you, BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
It's season 12 and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
Welcome back to The Good Life. We are still here with Mr. Joel Harris of Shavat Farms, and we've been discussing castor oil production. But before we continue, check out our Need to Know segment. Castor bean trees are originally from India, but today they can be found in Mediterranean areas. And in Jamaica, they can grow just about anywhere. According to the Guinness World Book in 2007, castor bean plants were the world's most deadliest plant, as seeds contain ricin, which is poisonous when ingested. Castor oil is also said to be helpful with sunburn, wrinkle removal, menstrual disorders, and migraines. In addition, the ricinoleic acid found in castor oil is able to inhibit the growth of bacteria, yeast, and viruses. You touched on the benefits of castor oil usage earlier, but let's go through some of those again.
Right. Jamaican black castor oil primarily has been used for hair growth. So persons who have thin hair or want to grow their hair very, very long, naturally use our product, Jamaican black castor oil. The other benefits that persons don't really know about, but we love to introduce to people, is that one, it actually helps with acne. Persons have used it for acne treatment and have seen positive results. Rub it on the, unaffected area over time, and persons have seen results. Of course, with all of our stuff, we don't have any claims to it. And I say as a 100% guarantee. Right. But we're all using testimonies of persons who have had acne before and have used it on their face and have seen results. Persons who have experienced razor bumps with shaving and so on have used it and have seen a better result and a smoother skin. Persons, for example, who need antifungal treatment on particular areas of on their feet or whatever, have used Jamaican black castor oil for that as well. Persons who need to go back with their eyelashes or their eyebrows, especially if they are shaved too thin or falling out, and I've seen again positive feedback, positive results. There are other uses that persons have used Jamaican black castor oil for. Those tend to be the minor uses, but the major ones have been used for hair growth and for skin. have been to smooth his skin. Persons have used it for stretch marks. So there are multiple uses of Jamaican black castor oil.
So with all the benefits that you just mentioned, what makes your black castor oil more potent?
Well, one, it starts from the farming stage. We grow our stuff organically. Second of all, we monitor the temperatures and the process. The reason being is that if we just stick to the traditional route of just roasting it in a spit fire and then boiling it without proper measurement of temperature and of course regulating the amount that we do at a time, we wouldn't know how to make sure to capture the full potency of the Jamaican black castor oil. So our unique process allows us to monitor it in a way that we capture the full potency that Jamaican black castor oil has to offer.
So talk to us about pricing. How do you price your oil?
Okay. Now, normally on the market, you will see Jamaican black castor oil sold between $1,000 to $1,500 a bottle, plus UCT. Our prices ranges from $800 to $950 per bottle, plus UCT, making our product very competitive on the market. Currently in Jamaica, there are industries that have been declining, such as like the sugarcane industry, the banana industry, the coconut industry. Because of the potential and the minimal costs in producing Jamaican black castor oil and Jamaican farming of Jamaica castor trees, we find that persons find Jamaican black castor oil production to be lucrative. As of such, there has been a growing interest, and we do expect the market to continually grow. The thing is that the interest is there, it's just to have a unified effort in being able to be established as like an association that able to disseminate the information on how to grow, how to produce, what's the best practices, and of course have a unified body to say this is Jamaican black castor oil. So it's a very valuable business.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Harris, for talking to us. I'm sure we've learned a whole lot about not only castor oil, but castor oil production. So what do you know about the old-fashioned way of making castor oil? We take our final break here on The Good Life. You don't want to miss this when we return. Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
This is Weekend Business Report. Economic windfall.
Unsecured loans.
Alleged corruption.
Follows the closure. If they made this investment.
Brokers
strive to increase revenues.
He sought some answers.
Financial meltdown.
Here are the week's final Here's Garth. News Roundup.
Keneal, it's back to you.
That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale. Saturdays and Sundays.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
am Mrs. Richards, Esmeralda Richards, and I grow castor oil for a living. Yes, and everybody call me Miss Babes as a pet name. We are in the parish of Manchester, and this little district known as Somerset. I'm a castor oil grower. I grow castor oil. I manifest it to market. I've been doing castor oil for a few years, long time, from I was a little girl. Because when I come up, my grandparents used to do castor oil. So we just come up and engraft it. Like somebody buy it from me, use it, and they get the benefit and they recommend it to somebody else. And then the news spread around. Sometimes they send an order it. But right now, somebody ordered 2 quarts from me for about 3 or 4 months back. Somebody coming from foreign want it and send an order it, and I now me have it at the house. We prepare the ground, and then we dig the hole, and then you put the oil seed in it. And by 21 days, they grow, and they grow up to be a big tall tree. And when they reach about 3 months old, they start to blossom. And they blossom, and then the oil start to put on. Yes, and a few months after, then the oil ready. So the oil, when it is fit, and when it fit, it dry. And then you just break them, get them dry, and you ox it out. Okay, you dry it, and whenever time you're going to process it now, you wash your castor oil, you put it in the sun and it dry. Then you take it up and you parch it. You make up the fire, put on this pot on it, and you parch the castor oil. And when you parch it now, you put into a mortar and you beat it until it becomes smooth. Then after that, now you put on a pot on the fire with some boiling water, put it in there. And the pot being boiling, and then you turn until you see the oil begin to come up on the top. When the oil come up on the top now, you skim off those oil, skim it off, put it into a next pot, put it on the fire again, and then it boil out until you see the natural oil. Until you see the natural oil, then you strain your oil and begin to bottle it up, ready for market. This is how the castor oil bear. This one is young. And whenever time they get fit, the color change. The color change. This one is still young. This one come into the market. You see how we have the dry one on it? So whenever time they get dry, we just break them off and take them home and then shell it out. And then you have the grain, the seed then ready for the markets. You see, some people buy the grain. Right now I get from the grain, I get $200 a quart for the grain. But whenever time I boil it, on the little flask bottle, I sell it for $1,500. If you did ever see these trees, when they were in the bloom, it was a beauty. Every car pass stop and look at it. It was so beautiful, but because they get old now, that's why they look like this. A gentleman buy a flask of it from me for his wife. And him say, if you ever see him wife here, what beautiful black color here. Yes, man. Some people, when they parch the oil, they make it burn. When I parch my oil, I don't make it burn. You know, I don't make it burn. But when you parch it and it get dark and you beat it, you get that black castor oil. But I don't make my own dark, you know. I like the clear color. And I sell this bottle now for $1,500. And 4 of this fully quart bottle. Sure, I should sell it for $6,000, but anyway, I just sell it for 4.
Yes, I'm Robert Richards, a young farmer in Somerset District, Manchester, cool Manchester. The main problem you have with castor oil is marketing. Marketing of the product. Once it comes to perfection, to get it marketed is the biggest problem that farmers face. That's why you find less young people are interested in it. Castor oil grows your hair. It's good on the root, the scalp, everything when it comes to natural hair. You find most people into hairdressing and stuff, they want castor oil. But the problem is to get it to them. It's good for your skin too. And I've been told you can eat it on salads. Just a little, just spread it across your bread, and not too much, but it can be used as some dressing for your sandwiches or whatever. So just like you'd have your destroyer, the trash from it does an excellent job. Making fire to run mosquitoes, you know, just the smoke off of it runs away the mosquitoes. You know, more time you have things around you that is very valuable, but because it is not out there like that, people tend to, you know, young people would more be like going into a pharmacy and get a tin of Vaseline than castor oil, which castor oil would be more beneficial. Even for lotion, you can subsidize some of the lotions for castor oil. Because it's good for your skin, it preserves the skin and everything, and rashes and all of that. You have a burn, you just pass a little castor oil over it. It heals. Toothache, bad teeth, swelling, castor oil draws that down. So there's a lot of other stuff that, you know, castor oil does. Research have been shown, and we have all seen that we all need to go back to back then, because things that, you know, manufactured stuff that are artificial isn't good for us. We need to go back to our roots and our culture, and castor oil is the way to go. So go castor oil, go.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
My name is Christelle Harris. You're watching Business Access TV. Serious about business.
The profession of chiropractics was founded in 1895 by Daniel David D.D. Palmer in Davenport, Iowa. His son, B.J. Palmer, helped to expand the profession in the early 20th century. The first chiropractic patient of D.D. Palmer was Harvey Lillard, a worker in the building where Palmer's office was located. He claimed that he had severely reduced hearing for 17 years, which started soon after he felt a pop in his spine. A few days after his adjustment, Lillard claimed his hearing was almost completely restored. However, throughout its history, chiropractics has been controversial, at odds with mainstream medicine. The long-standing feud between chiropractors and medical doctors continued for decades, but in recent times, the profession has gained more legitimacy and acceptance among physicians. So we visited a chiropractor to gain further insight on this episode of Career Moves.
I'm Dr. Craig Dahl, a chiropractor at Dr. Harvey's Back Pain Chiropractic Center here in Kingston. Chiropractic is the #1 alternative health care in the world. We don't deal with drugs or surgeries or anything like that. It's a natural form of health care. We align the spine and remove any interference in the nervous system so your body function is 100% and you live pain-free and you live better.
Chiropractors fall under the holistic medicine umbrella because their treatments are natural and focus on the overall health of their patients.
If you like taking care of people, helping people, and you don't want to get around the sick people or do surgeries or anything like that, it's a great line. Like for me, I got into it because I was actually a patient for 10 years before I became the chiropractor. When I was 16, I was playing football, American football, and then I was in a car crash with my brother, and shortly after I started getting neck pain. And, went to the doctor and he said, it'll go away, don't worry about it. And then over the next, I was 16, by the time I was in my mid-20s, I was having constant neck pain, headaches, pain out to my shoulders, pain down my arms, tingling numbness in my fingers. That was a daily thing. Had x-rays taken and the orthopedic surgeon and my MD both had given me a big old 100 bottle of painkillers and said, take one in the morning, take one at night, get used to the pain. I was working on x-ray machines at the time, and I put in an x-ray machine for a chiropractor. We took an x-ray of my neck just to see how the machine worked. He put it up in the little box with the light behind it and says, wow, you got all this pain and all these problems? I said, yeah, for years, and he laid me down on the table, adjusted my neck. Before he laid me down, I was moving like that. After he adjusted me, my neck was moving. I could do this, it still hurt, but it still moved. And yeah, then he told me about what chiropractic can do. I started going 3 times a week for 6 weeks. After a month, I was pain-free. I've had pain twice in 27 years. So, that's why I'm here, is because it got me pain-free, got me off of the 2 painkillers a day.
It's initially thought that persons who visit chiropractors are there for back pain, but it's more than just that.
Most people show up mainly for pain when they first came in. Once you explain how chiropractic works and what it can do for you, it's more about wellness and health than for managing pain. Pain gets the people here. But once you're here, then you find out that once the pain is gone and the subluxations are removed, the bones are put into normal position, your body functions at 100%. So you don't get sick as fast, you sleep better, you have more energy. It's about wellness more than about being sick. Persons come into the chiropractor for headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pain down the arms, tingling numbness in the fingers, pain in your legs, hip pain, just about everything. I've adjusted a 2-week-old baby. I've adjusted a 97-year-old woman. Everybody can benefit from it. Everybody gets back pain sooner or later. And yeah, we fix that, and then we educate them about wellness.
Dr. Dahl shares his work history, where he started out to now being in Jamaica, and what he does on a daily basis.
When you're in school, you start out adjusting other students. So, you know, you kind of learn on each other and hopefully don't hurt anybody too bad. But then once you get used to that, then you go into the outpatient clinic. And then when I got out of school, I worked for a guy that was on vacation for a while until I got my own office started, and then I opened my own office in my hometown by my family, and you know, worked there for 5 years, and then moved to a different place and opened another office and worked there for another 5 years, and that was by Seattle, and then in the States, and then I just decided it was time to do something else. I wanted to see the world. So I ended up in Netherlands, just south of Rotterdam, and I was over there for 7 years and seen all of Europe, and decided I wanted to come to the Caribbean. So hey, here I am in Jamaica, enjoying the nice weather now. I live in Mandeville. I usually take care of Mandeville, Maypen, and Kingston now. We're actually short a doctor, so I'm down here more. I come here 3 days a week. For me, it's a lot of traveling around. But you know, you come into the office, you know, you have your set-up appointments. You start in, and the patient comes in. You know, I talk to them for a minute to find out if there's any problems that they're having. You know, maybe they're having something. They're having neck pain today, or you know, hey, I'm feeling good. Okay, well, have them lay down on the table. I start checking them. Any bones out of normal position in their spine or their pelvis, I put them back in normal position. And when we're all done with that, they're done, and on to the next one. If you're looking to go to the States to work, don't become a chiropractor. Because there won't be any jobs there.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa-la-la-la-la? 60 advertising spots, 10 cross spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you, BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
I have back pain a lot of times and I never go to a back doctor.
Maybe your spine or something like that, you know, maybe some pull muscles or something like that. And if you do have somebody who specializes in that, they will know exactly what to do.
Yeah, because I travel with back pain and because I drive a truck and I travel with back pain, so I visit the doctor often with it.
Yes, definitely. Nobody likes to be in pain, especially me. There's nothing wrong with going to a doctor to sort out whatever is wrong with your body.
If I do have back pain and that's the way to go, then most naturally I would.
Depends, you know, because those places are very expensive. So what you have to do, you have to just check out and find the cheapest doctor that you can go to. Because remember, you know, we are poor, you know, and we don't have any money, and most time you hear about those places. They're very expensive place.
Now, before you can head to chiropractic school, you'll need a pre-medical background. Your first step should be earning a bachelor's degree in science and then furthering your studies at chiropractic school.
The prerequisites for getting into chiropractic school, it's about 2 years worth of credits. So you got to have English classes in sociology, psychology, trigonometry, and math, because you have to have organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, biology, physics, you know, lots of science classes in there. At school, you have, I think it's 4,000 hours in the classroom at school. It's a 4-year program. I didn't take the summers off, so I just went straight through. I did it 3 1/3 years. You have, you take, I think it's 6 classes a day, 5 days a week. You're there about 7 hours a day learning stuff, and then once you're through 2 years of that, then there's a national board test that you have to do. That covers everything that you did in your prerequisites and your first 2 years of school. Then you start into the clinic, student clinic. You start adjusting other students, working on their spines, honing your skills on how to find the bones out of place and all that. Then once you've completed that part, then you go to the outpatient clinic and take care of outpatients for another year. And then by that time you graduate. If you go straight through prerequisites, about 2.5 years for that. Then chiropractic school is a 4-year program, but you can just go straight through and not take the summer quarter off, and you get it done in 3 1/3 years. You end up with a Doctor of Chiropractic degree.
If you're thinking of taking on this field, you can start checking around at a university that offers the training.
You know, just any university, you just need the list of prerequisites, and that is a standard throughout the world. Then there's, depending on where you want to go to school, there's 13 schools in the United States. There's one in England, one in France, one in Barcelona, Australia. Worldwide there's schools, none in Jamaica.
Dr. Dahl says in earlier years, chiropractics was seen as taboo, but now the field has become more accepted. Persons are finding the services very helpful, and as such, they are fulfilling a need in society.
It's becoming more accepted now. You know, when I first went to the chiropractor, I had asked my medical doctor about it and my orthopedic, and they said, oh, don't go to the chiropractor, they're going to screw you up worse than you already are. And it was real negative. But now, over the years, they've learned that, hey, chiropractic really does work. We're not going to hurt you. We're not going to do anything bad to you. It's actually good for you. And I get medical doctors referring to me all the time. Same thing with orthopedic surgeons, because you go to them, you know, when the pain starts, and they give you the painkillers and the muscle relaxants. Well, it just covers it up. It doesn't take care of the problem. It's just taking care of the symptoms. We take care of the cause of the problem. The medical community is learning that, hey, we have a place just like they do. You know, it's between, if the drugs don't work and you're before surgery, hey, now do something conservative to get rid of the pain, and you know, 99% of the time we can help you, and you don't need surgery. Surgery's the last thing you should do. Here in Jamaica, there's only, I think there's 6 or 7 for the whole country. Most countries of the world, there isn't very many chiropractors. I think there was 250 in Netherlands when I was there, and that's for 16 million people. Outside of the United States, there's lots of opportunity. Inside the United States, there's a chiropractor on every corner. You know, if you're looking to go to the States to work, don't become a chiropractor. Because there won't be any jobs there.
He also highlights that once there is demand for their services, there is some means of job security.
As long as you are taking care of your patients, yeah, you have job security. You start forgetting about them or forgetting about what you should be doing for them, not doing your job, not taking care of your patients, that's when it'll become bad. But other than that, yeah, it's great job security. There's, what, 6 million people here? And there's 7 chiropractors. I know I'm not taking care of 1 million people, you know? So, you know, I think it's less than probably 10% of the population has ever even been to a chiropractor.
Having a corporate event, seminar, awards show, conference, product launch, workshop or expo? Business Access TV is here to showcase your event. Contact our sales department at 908-0919, 906-6357, or 908-2775 for more information. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Chiropractors manipulate joints, bones, and soft tissues to help clients control pain or even prevent injuries. Hence, some depth of skill is required.
Well, you need some strength to do it. A lot of it is just your technique that you learn. if you get the person in the right position before the adjustment, it doesn't take a lot of force or anything like that to put the bones in normal position, but you have to get it in the right place, and that's just it's repetitive. You know, it's like you do that a bunch of times and you learn that, oh, okay, this is how I can do it real easy. And then it's just your sense of touch, and that's built up through time in the student clinic and then the outpatient clinic, and then as you go along, your skills get better at feeling the bones that aren't moving.
However, the services aren't fully utilized here in Jamaica.
There's, what, 6 million people here? And there's 7 chiropractors. I know I'm not taking care of 1 million people, you know? So, you know, I think it's less than probably 10% of the population has ever even been to a chiropractor. So it's way underutilized. Even in the United States, I think it's only 12% of the population have been to a chiropractor. You'd be surprised how many people actually have pain, but they think it's normal. Well, it's just my normal pain. It's just my normal headache. It's my normal neck pain. Well, pain isn't normal. So the people that are out there, they come in, yeah, they'd use this a lot more, but you know, it's still, a lot of people don't know what a chiropractor is. As soon as they learn, then they can come in and then they hear what we actually do. Yeah, then we start getting more people, and then they tell, hey, you know, this is what he did for me and this is what he can do for you. You should go see him, and I get a lot of referrals that way. You know, it's word of mouth for me.
There are a few misconceptions about whether it hurts to be under chiropractic care. Dr. Dahl debunks them.
Some of the misconceptions about chiropractic is no matter what you've heard or what somebody has told you, we're not going to cause more damage over time. We can't put a bone out of normal position. Your body won't let that happen. We're not massage therapists. We don't use a bunch of machines to work on your muscles and stuff. I put the bones in place, your body heals itself.
We also heard about the many opportunities that are out there for chiropractors, plus their earning power.
It's becoming more mainstream now. It's number 3 healthcare in the world. You know, we're getting into hospitals. There's neurologists, sports medicine, working with orthopedic surgeons, into hospitals, you know, radiology, you know, working with x-rays. It's been around over 100 years, but now it's just becoming accepted. So it's really starting to go out into the medical field a lot more. And a lot more other healthcare providers are referring to us because they know that, hey, I can't do nothing for this patient, but I can send them over there and they can get taken care of. I mean, the harder you work, the more you make. You know, if you can make a decent living and not work that hard and make 30 or 40,000 US without working that hard, or you can have $1 million practice if you want. I mean, there's everybody in between. You know, I have a friend that's in California. He's got almost a $2 million practice. But yeah, I mean, he works a lot. I don't want to work that much. So, hey, it's okay with me. I'm happy with what I get, you know, but the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, just like anything. The starting range for a chiropractor could be anywhere from 15 or 20,000 US up to 30, 40,000 US. It depends on where you are, what clinic you get in with, what the doctor does. You know, when you first start out, there's a lot of guys out there that kind of take advantage of you, you know, and won't pay you for what you really do. But I mean, that's anywhere, you know. The growth potential for chiropractic is kind of unlimited here. There's so many people that don't use chiropractic, and so many people that need it. So it's really wide open down here. You know, the more we get out and see people, the more people are just like, oh, well, that's what you guys do. And then they start coming in. So it's really wide open here and pretty much everywhere in the world. Yeah, the United States, maybe England, you know, Great Britain, that would be, those two places are kind of, it's limited there a little bit more. Same thing maybe with Australia. But the rest of the world, I mean, there isn't that many chiropractors out in the rest of the world. So, yeah, growth is good. If you're interested in becoming a chiropractor, you know, go online, check it out, see what's out there. There's tons of chiropractors out there. Give them a call, write them an email, find out if it's something for you. See if you can go in and hang out in their office for a day. See what it's about. Actually go get an adjustment yourself. There you go. Now wiggle your toes again. Okay, you are done.
Violence against women is a violation of human rights. Its impact ranges from immediate to long-term physical, mental, and sexual consequences, sometimes resulting in death. It negatively impacts women's general well-being and can prevent us from fully participating in society. Be a better human being. No more violence against women. No more.